You say, Nora?
Okay,
I'm muting.
welcome everybody. And today we are going to talk about grumpy gut. How many of you have a grumpy gut? I had started out with major gut issues, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Larry and I, we've been married since 1989, and in a week or 10 days from now will be 35 years we celebrate our anniversary. And together we ran a print shop for 28 years and just really was embedded in our community. And then there was a lot of stress that goes along with running a print shop, a lot of deadlines, a lot of employee stuff and computer stuff, equipment stuff. It just was getting to be really difficult. And I suffered with my health all my life, but it would come and go. And stress is just really one of those things that really can deteriorate your health. And so there was a day at the shop where I was walking back from the press room after talking with my husband, and I heard God talk to me say, "It's okay. You can sell the business." It's okay. This business doesn't define who you are, even though I really think I ran that business longer than I was old before I started it. So it was, more than half of my life. And to figure out what new things I would do. But a girlfriend introduced me to digestion essential oil, which is a blend of all the happy stomach oils like peppermint, caraway, ginger. She goes, "Becky, just rub this on your stomach." And truly it made a real big difference in my life because I was doctoring and I was doctoring for years and they were never able to help me um, you know, doing the colonoscopy and the escanoscopy and doing all these other tests and stuff like that. And finally, one doctor said to me, "I think you're making it up. And so I'm going to send you to a psychologist." And I was so mad. I was so frustrated and upset. And I finally went to a naturopath doctor and she did all these tests and I was 100% allergic to things. So I'll show you what those tests are here. I think I've got them. 100% allergic to so much. I couldn't eat anything dairy. I was allergic to, so the gray bar here is I'm 100% allergic, but this is more of an intolerance. Like it was a slow death. Like you wouldn't get an immediate response, but when I ate meat, it would be an immediate response. Like my stomach would hurt right away. And this was a big, huge chart. So I had tons of different foods I was allergic to, but just as far as showing you for this simple class, um, it was very discouraging. So I made up this business card that had a list of all the things that I couldn't eat and trying to do the elimination diet so that way, I could really try to heal my gut. And it was not working. And when my friend introduced that digestion to me, it was incredible. It was the only thing that worked. Um, and so I realized that there's so many people out there in the world that had the same problem as I did. My niece, my uncle, like it seemed like just in the immediate family, my brother-in-law Jeff, he had has Crohn's disease, and we all there's so much of that you hear out there, and what a crime it is. So I started doing a lot of study trying to figure out why we're so sick when we are the richest country in the world. Why are we so messed up? And um and really for me, when I was trying to go back and look at why, what was going on, why is it kind of like all of a sudden there? You go through times where it's not and times where you're doing okay, which is kind of almost like a brain trip, right? You go through and you're, "Oh, I'm okay, I'm better now." And then pretty soon you're not again. And it was just this constant ongoing thing. And there was a whole year where I actually did not sleep. Like I feel like that whole year after we built our beautiful home, the economy crashed, we had to lay off staff. I was afraid we were going to lose our business and our brand new home. I mean, things were just really rough at that time. And but but I was not sleeping. I was gaining weight and not eating anything. Um, um, it was just, brain fog. I remember picking up the phone one time and taking an order, and I couldn't remember who I was talking to. Like, I totally did not remember the order, and I panicked. Like, I totally just remember the whole, like, "I'm losing my mind" conversation, and, of course, we won't even go into the depression. Mom knows, like, sometimes you just can't get out of depression. It's just really tough times, and as I've gone through and done the study and know how I'm feeling today, when I started doing the digestion oil and just rubbing it on my stomach, over a period of time, I noticed that my depression had lifted. I never realized because I was just focused on my stomach that the essential oils are so intelligent that they actually work on many different things in our body. So, how does the villi work in your stomach? So, it works like seaweed, where they wiggle back and forth inside your stomach lining. And as the food comes down, the seaweed actually will break down the food inside your gut. And then it will absorb it into the stomach lining, into the blood system, and feed all of our body, feed all the organs, your brain, the nutrients that they need to operate. So think about that for a second. If your stomach is the only place that the nutrients are really getting into your body, then our gut is the gateway to our whole health. Why do they not teach that in the medical system? Why is it that doctors could not figure out what was wrong with me? So I feel that food allergies come from everything from like intolerances, like I was sharing with you, that it's got sensitivity to eating those foods, then pretty soon it turns into a really bad food allergy. Pretty soon it turns into IBS, where your stomach just isn't behaving and running to the bathroom all the time with diarrhea. I could even smell Mexican food. For some reason, there was something in that spice that would trigger my stomach, and I'd have to run to the bathroom. Like, Mexican food was the worst for me. um, and I think that, like Crohn's disease, Uncle Ronnie, they took out all of his intestines, because what happens is you get this villi. This is a sliver of your stomach lining under a microscope, and this is healthy villi. And then this is damaged stomach lining, where IBS, where you have leaky gut syndrome, where the holes start to come through in the gut, and everything here is super inflamed. So when it's inflamed, it's not wiggling and the food can't break down in your stomach. And so all these things come about, like diabetes, thyroid issues, mental issues. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Pretty much everything, right? So here's another image that I thought was a really good demonstration about how it all breaks down, and all these things make a mess out of our system. So, what doTERRA teaches and what we're all about is the foundation of a wellness chart. And this is the wellness chart here. And in the very bottom of the chart is the nutrition and digestion. That is what we really like to focus on. But what's so beautiful about the oils is we also can look at movement, metabolism, sleeping and stress levels, reducing the toxicity. And this is kind of like, look at, we're all women kind of around a circle here, sharing and teaching each other all about how these oils can help benefit our bodies, benefit our families, and help us with cooking and cleaning, and just taking care of each other like it used to be, right? And that's what we're doing, is we're informing ourselves with self-care. And of course, we're not saying that the medical system, I mean, yeah, they're pretty horrible. But if you cut your arm, get in a car wreck, we're going to be really thankful, right? Our job is to try to be as proactive as we can to minimize any risk or anything as much as we can. So, 9 out of 10 most impactful risk factors are tied to poor nutrition. Now, if you want to take notes, there's a really good guy that I absolutely love listening to him. And his website is theultimatehuman.com. And he used to be a mortality data analysis for insurance companies. And so he worked at insurance companies looking at all the medical charts and all the medicines that were prescribed to people. He could he could guess when that person would die to the month from the medications and the prescribed diagnosis that the doctor had. And he could not talk to the doctor. He could not talk to the patient. It was against the rules of the insurance company. Now, why is that? Well, that's because the insurance companies are running the show. They are wanting to establish what the risk is and how long you're going to live to see how much investment they want to put into you or what they're going to get paid out of what you're paying for your insurance. So we were talking a little bit before I started the call here recording about how our medical system and how the money's being moved around and the charts and the different stuff and going to the doctors and everything about how they're doing a wellness check just to make you feel better, but it's actually just a waste of time and money, really. So if you think about it, most of our medical issues that we have is tied to poor nutrition. And Gary Brecka is the guy's name. He talks about like even heart disease that it's lacking in magnesium. And so if we were eating more magnesium, that would be helping our bodies and helping our heart. But no, the doctors prescribe, what are some of the medicines? Statins. And you get prescribed statin, and then you have all these side effects to statins. And what happens is these side effects are known and they're unknown, right? We don't know most of the side effects, then we wonder why we get sicker and sicker, and pretty soon you have to have another medication and another medication. Well, the statin is designed to work on the heart. Well, when you have heart disease, it's not the heart that's causing the problem. So these medications are actually accusing the heart of a wrong crime. It's throwing the heart in jail for something it didn't do. And so we really want to take a look at what our nutrition and what we're doing to our bodies. So now people say, "Oh, I eat really healthy and green and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, so do I, but I'm sorry, it's not enough." What happens is in our farmers world and all the crops and stuff, we have lots that are going on. They're breeding the nutrition out because when we go to the grocery store, we want that apple to look really big and beautiful. But if you looked at a natural apple that's grown in the woods or whatever, like this is a natural apple, this has 100 times more phytonutrients in it than an apple that you would find at the grocery store that might be 3 times bigger. It's because it's been bred out and so that the plant will be not rotten, it will last longer, a whole bunch of stuff like that. So what are the nutrients requirements? Now, I'm like, well, this chart's not enough for me. I mean, it seems like when we take vitamins, the nutrients that we need are a whole bunch, right? And so I looked up this website that was part of this chart. And oh my gosh, you guys. So this is the website you're going to want to look up. It's ewg.org. And sign up for the newsletter. Kathleen, you would absolutely love this one. It has a whole bunch of really crazy, great stuff in there about nutrients and things like that. Whole bunch of stuff. So I won't even go into that. It's just that's a whole nother class. But vitamin D, like we need to be taking lots of vitamin D. We're not taking near enough, and especially us up here in Washington State where we have sun maybe 2 days a week. No, I'm exaggerating. But, it's very, we need the sun, we need the vitamin D in our bodies, we need the magnesium, we need all this stuff, right? We hear about it all the time, but we're so poorly nutrient deficient that we're more sick today than we have ever been. So, now when we go back to the bad gut, I don't mean to jump around, but I'm trying to add all this new stuff in here. When we jump around, we go back to the poor absorption when our stomach lining is not absorbing things. Um, we have a lot of issues. Like one of the biggest ones I feel like is autoimmune disease. It's kind of like all the stuff that doctors can't figure out, they just call it an autoimmune disease. And I remember when I first started doing doTERRA, there was a website called essentials.me. Do you remember that, Mom? And Kathleen, this website had a whole bunch of testimonies on it. And I'm like, what is an autoimmune disease? So I'm like trying to figure all this stuff out. My uncle had Crohn's disease where he had his stomach all taken out and has a colostomy bag. I had a girlfriend come in and say, Becky, I was just diagnosed with autoimmune Crohn's disease. And I'm like, what's that mean? So through all my research and stuff, um, there's a whole bunch of stuff that your cells are not behaving properly. They call that an autoimmune. And our body is so intelligently designed that if we have the proper nutrition and anti-inflammatory things going on, all the vitamins and minerals and stuff that we have, it can reverse itself. And so that is what's so beautiful about what doTERRA has is because there's no harmful fillers and contaminants in it. And so um, we can go back and start focusing now on the digestive system. And I think it's probably more like 95% of the immune system is in the digestive tract. Did you know that when you're born, let me go back, when you're conceived, and I don't know what month it is or what week it is, that your stomach separates from the cells of the brain? So, when your cells are multiplying as you're forming in the womb, there is a point in time where the brain separates from the stomach. That is why our stomach has more neural pathways than our brain does. So our stomach is very smart. It has a lot of intelligence as well. And so we think about our brain actually, but we need to go with our gut instincts, right? We hear a lot of different stuff. There's a lot of truth to that. So um, you are what you eat. So I like this picture. I just found it the other day. Every bite you take is either fighting disease or it's feeding it. And I never really saw it that way. I'm like, oh, you're eating crap, but sometimes you just need a McDonald's hamburger because you're driving to a conference or something. There's nothing else to find, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill myself. Like we stopped and had McDonald's hamburger. I'm like, I haven't had a McDonald's hamburger in I don't know how long, and my stomach was mad. And it's like, I used to just think that that's just how my stomach responded to things that I was allergic to. But no, everybody should be allergic to McDonald's. It's horrible. um, okay, so I'm going to go through. I did this big study on the 10 worst things you can do for your stomach. All these different things you should avoid that cause inflammation inside the gut. It causes and brings up all those autoimmune issues, all the, thyroid issues, all these things that we have. A lot of people have chronic headaches. And so it all comes from a plethora of all these different things. So, number one is sugar. Sugar is the most addictive chemical we have in our society. We can talk about drugs on the streets, cocaine and all that stuff like that. But I would say that sugar is more addictive than cocaine because it's accepted. Everybody has sugar. Everybody you it's like even at the suicide center, they keep bringing in sugar, and I'm like, "You guys, stop it." It's so harmful to our bodies. It messes with our metabolism. It makes our blood sugars go up and down. We get hungry. And when I was teaching this class, coming back from the conference last 2 weeks ago, I realized, like I even have it in a slide on my class, but when you hear it differently, I realized that the inflammation in our stomach doesn't allow the nutrients to get into our bodies. And so our body's not satisfied. Our body becomes hungry through not only the highs and lows of the sugar intake, but it doesn't have the nutrients. So we're artificially hungry from reaching for more nutrients to feed our body, and we keep reaching for crap. So our bodies are actually really starving of nutrients. And And if we started feeding the nutrients that it needs, then it's not gonna be hungry all the time. And so sugar is one of the hugest inflammation things. It really messes with our blood sugar. We crash, go up and down. So if you have like, let's say you have toast and jam in the morning, and then at 10 o'clock you need something else, so you reach for a donut. I'm just guessing. And then you crash again by noon. You reach for more food. You fill your stomach up. You're really full. Then you're like so sleepy in the afternoon. So then you need some more coffee or something or a Red Bull or whatever. You guys, that's part of the leveling out your metabolism. And you can't be eating like that. So, sugar, number one, avoid it at all costs. Number two, GMO foods, genetically modified organisms is what that stands for. And basically, this is so much of our crops that we have out there today. It's genetically modified so that they could spray it with Roundup, or I'm saying it very simply, but so that the weeds won't grow around it and the plant can really grow. It's also designed so that if a bug eats it, its stomach will blow up, so that it's actually also designed to be a not only, a herbicide, but an insecticide. So a lot of the foods are so many the corn is number 1. If you look at I'm gonna challenge you to, after class, is go back to your cupboard, pull out all the processed foods, and look at the ingredients and see if there's anything, uh, without corn syrup or some form of it. Corn syrup is in everything, and it's a genetically modified organism, and it's going to be causing inflammation in your stomach. Now, the very first one of that would have been wheat. Wheat is also genetically modified, and the gluten is actually not the normal gluten like they used to have in Germany, Nora, like in Germany where you grew up. People I had at my house 4 people came from Europe from visiting a friend, and they were talking about they can eat tons of bread and never gain weight. So there's a lot of stuff going on with our foods that's messing with our inflammation of our gut, the metabolism and all that stuff. So sugar beets, soy, aspartame, papayas, canola, wheat, cotton, dairy, zucchini, yellow squash. There are so many foods that are genetically modified. And unfortunately, in our government, we don't have to have that label on there. You go to an organic little section of your store, you don't know if it's genetically modified or not. They don't have to label it. You would sure hope that that you would trust that, right? So that's why buying locally with the small farmers, if you can go to a local uh farm, like, gosh, you guys are so lucky. Like Kathleen, you got so many local farmers and stuff. You can go to a farm, a co-op, I go to a market every weekend where there's little farms that come and they don't spray their food. They're all and the difference is that you can buy seeds in the store are not genetically modified seeds for small farms. But when you are a big farmer and you're going to plant acres and acres and acres of something, you have to buy the genetically modified because of the way you process and harvest the foods. So we all know about gluten. And here is some more GMO ingredients to look for, like different things that you would never realize that this is actually a modified product, like uh, food starch, corn starch, all this corn stuff here, right? NutraSweet, aspartame, um, Zyngum, which is one of the ingredients somebody gave me because when you're trying to cook really healthy and taking out flour, nothing would raise, at the time when I first started doing this, but they've got so many better things now. I'm allergic to whey, cottonseed oil. I mean, I think this list is very small. It's actually probably 100 times bigger than this, but anyway. Okay, number 4 is dairy. Now, why do people say, "Oh, but I need to have my milk"? Well, that was so ingrained into that. Remember that chart we had when we were growing up in high school or grade school? They gave us what was it called? the food pyramid or whatever on how much you needed to eat of each thing. Um, Cow's milk is designed to raise a 100-pound calf to a 1,000-pound cow in a year. And it's also that cow is shot up with steroids, shot up with all this antibiotics and all these different things so that they can have all these cows living together in small quarters and not get each other sick. It's also designed to have them produce more milk. And so you wonder why young girls now are having problems having their period when they're like in the fourth grade or growing boobs, when they're so young. It's horrible. So, anyway, this is more 26 times more inflammatory in our bodies than gluten is. So, dairy is really horrible. Um, Even if you go to and start looking at the replacement milks, like the soy milk or the um, hemp milk and all those different things like that, they do have, and it really is sad that they add a lot more ingredients that they shouldn't be adding. Let's just keep it as natural as possible because that's why we're reaching for those because we don't want dairy, but they're just getting as bad now. So, really, we need to keep finding and looking for the right products. Okay, of course, artificial coloring. Manufacturers pour 15 million pounds of artificial foods and dyes in our food, just so it looks better and it's something more appetizing. Horrible, really is. Artificial sweeteners, you got to throw those away. Name change. Aspartame is now known as amino sweet. So you really need to be keeping your eyes on the labels as they're changing the names to trick us, thinking it's a new ingredient or a new product that's going to be safe for us. Um, so this is kind of an eye opener. 3 tablespoons of ketchup has more sugar than a glazed donut. Isn't that crazy? Ugh, makes my stomach hurt looking at it. Okay. Number 7, artificial flavors. Now you think about, I'm gonna buy some prunes because that's natural, right? Well, if you flip the package around, it actually has natural and artificial cherry flavor. Now, why did they ruin prunes with cherry flavoring? Isn't that horrible? And so we should be alarmed by natural flavoring and artificial flavoring. We think that natural flavoring is going to be good for us, but still, over 2,000 chemicals are combined to make 500 natural flavors. So, natural flavoring is not good for you. Typically created and combined in labs, made from edible ingredients, perhaps. Vague on the definition, allowing companies to take advantage of these loopholes. So, really be aware of that. Number 8, synthetic trans fats, um, which would be like in the soft ice cream at McDonald's or crackers, chips, all these different things that we love. They're hallmark of our American diet, fried chicken, chocolate, cakes. Um, anyway, all these things are trans fats are horrible for our liver. It can cause a lot of different stuff going on. So, avoid those as much as possible. Monosodium glutamate, which would be like MSG, which is like I used to hear that it was like in the Chinese food or something like that, but it's in a lot of stuff. It's an excitotoxin, which means it overexcites your cells to the point of damage or death, causing brain dysfunction, damage to varying degrees, and potentially even triggering and worsening like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, Lou Gehrig's disease, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of chemicals that we have out there in our society, in our food, and our makeup, and shampoos and cleaning supplies that are going to be really causing a lot of damage to our cells. So number 10 is the high fructose corn syrup. And this is in again, like if whatever's over here is probably high fructose corn syrup too, right? I mean, it's all basically causing liver disease, kidney stones, weight gain, diabetes, hypertension. And that's why when we talk about having high triglycerides or all that kind of stuff. It's like it really can be reversed if we change our diet. So this is a new one. Now I'm sorry about the picture. I thought it was better when I took it, but this was an avocado that Larry bought, and it has the appeal label on it right here. See, and appeal is a spray that they put on all the vegetables so that it won't rot as fast. It'll give it more shelf life. You guys, just even thinking about how crazy that is. It's a sprayable coating from plant-derived materials. They're trying to tell us that it's safe for us, but how much do we put trust into what they're doing so far? um, I don't trust any of it. So it's not good. There's many different labels. You can Google appeal and other names, but just keep an eye out for it, and so on. Here's an example of a watermelon. I found this on Facebook and I posted it, but seedless watermelons are not real. This is a seedless watermelon that has been outside for a week. Nothing ate it, she said. She could find a couple beetles and gnats, but not even the raccoons. Look at how you've seen pictures of people taking watermelon and it bends. It doesn't just snap off. It's just even those avocados that are like this, this avocado, it was rubbery. It's not normal. And so what do you think is going on inside our stomach when we're eating something like that? Now, what about like this papaya where it's treated with irradiation? I can't even say it. This papaya has been radiated and tastes different than regular papayas. First time I've ever run across this label, and this person was just asking questions, and I should have did a screenshot of what everybody was saying about that. Pretty horrible. How about this? This is another guy that's in one of my network marketing groups. He's talked about, look at this. And we wonder why aliens aren't abducting us anymore. I present you exhibit A. I thought that was pretty funny. But plant-based mashed potatoes. Plant-based mashed potatoes. What is this made out of? Right? Um, so anyway, kind of interesting, right? So if you've learned about all these food allergies and all these different things like that, you will then start to see this shelving in the store and it all will look like poison to you. And really it is. So how do you know if your gut is healthy or not? Well, you can start by saying, do I have 2 bowel movements every day? And the bowel movements talk about mashed potatoes. It should be kind of like that. And it comes out like in an S-shaped formation. Like it should be kind of soft, maybe more like a soft ice cream. I don't know. Don't mean to talk about that after dinner. But anyway, um, and you shouldn't have any pain or bloating. And I can tell when my stomach is really messed up. I just feel bloated, fatter, just like I'm carrying more weight. And we should be very energetic, not we should be able to be free moving. And when our stomach is really holding back with all this food and not processing it through our gut because of inflammation, then of course we're not going to be sleeping very good. We're not going to be very energetic. Um, your digestive health, you should be drinking lots of water, of course, eating fruits and vegetables, and we need to support our microbiome and exercise. So here are some essential oils and to help with the gut health. So for drinking the water, we want to drink a lot of citrus oil. Um, I love citrus oils in my water. There's a new oil blend called Meta Power, which has wild orange, lemon, grapefruit in it, along with ginger and peppermint. It's a yummy flavor blend that you can use to help level out your metabolic system. If you're having stomach cramps, these 2 oils are really good for that. Fennel is also another oil that's good for gas. So that one's really good. Um, Copaiba is the brother of frankincense. And frankincense is the king of all things, right? And having copaiba, this one tends to focus more on the gut health as well as the respiratory health. And so when you put copaiba and turmeric together, that actually really acts as a really strong pain support. So if you are dealing with major stomach issues or uncomfortable, something like just had surgery, it can act as an opioid together in a natural state. So really important to have those two. And now here's another series of oils that you might consider that support healthy digestion. Lemongrass is one that I just learned about taking every day for in your orally for triglycerides and helping bring down those numbers too into a more normal level within a month's time. So that's pretty incredible. We have real flavorings again, so when you're looking at cooking, maybe replace some of the different things that you're using, like the ketchup and stuff, and try reaching for the oregano and trying different kinds of flavorings that would be more healthy for you, and actually you might enjoy them better. Here are some detoxing oils to help cleanse the body. So if we're dealing with some huge health issues, each of these oils have their own intelligence for different things. And cypress has become one of my favorite oils, especially when traveling abroad. When you're on a plane for 12 hours or 15 hours, you tend to get swollen ankles. And this one here really helps with swollen ankles and helps flush out those toxins in the lymphatic system. So cypress is one. If you find that you have swollen ankles, I would be putting that in a cream and rubbing it around your ankles and stuff. Geranium is really good for helping cleanse the liver. German chamomile is also good for liver detox. Ginger is really good for fatty liver. It helps stimulate liver secretions. Helichrysum is an oil of cleansing of the blood. So think about the wording here. And energetically helps cut through the held anger. So the helichrysum is a really beautiful oil for cleansing a lot of negativity. Juniper berry supports purification of blood and relieves the liver's burden. So juniper berry also is a really good oil for panic attacks. So if you think about how our emotions actually are also part of the dis-ease that we have in our body, these oils actually also support in that emotion aspect of it. So juniper berry is a way to help calm you down, get things moving in the direction and getting rid of those toxins. So it's relieving the burdens, right? Kind of cool. Rosemary is going to help reduce excess plasma in the liver. And celery seed and cilantro are amazing for helping get rid of the metals. So I had aluminum, what do you call it? Silver fillings in my mouth, algorithm, I can't say it. But anyway, those silver fillings in my mouth, had them all replaced. And of course, that silver was leaching into my body, and that's really horrible. And so going through and taking and celery seed and taking that internally for a couple months really just helps make you feel lighter and more cleansed. It's just really a great oil set. Zendocrine is also a really good one for the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system is like the river in your body where it's carrying the toxins out from everything. So we have a lot of lymphatics in in our arms and our everywhere. And so it's really an important part of it's like the river. It's the best way to describe it. Okay. Now, doTERRA, since we're talking about the gut and the bottom foundation of it, doTERRA just came out 2 weeks ago with a whole another higher level of a product, and it's called VMG, Vitamins, Minerals, and Greens. And so they intelligently put together all the vitamins, all the minerals, and then added greens. And with the blend of this together, it's really creating a whole synergistic level of bioavailability to our body. Of course, we also want the probiotics and the EO omegas, which are really good for brain health and sore muscles and joints and stuff. But let's focus really quick on the VMG. And here's the 5 areas of the VMG that actually we're going to focus on. And if you notice, I'll start here, nutrition blend. This is all plant-derived vitamins, minerals, and essential cofactors. So this is all coming from plants, which are cellular based, just like our bodies. And so it's going to be viable, just like the essential oils. Our body recognizes it because it's natural and there's no chemical makeup of this. It's all 100% pure, certified pure, tested grade products. It's also going to be cellular support blend. This is going to support the cellular health and antioxidant defenses. It's also huge in the superfood stuff. So it's going to be helping again with the phytonutrients, the antioxidants, the vitamins, the minerals, and other nutrients. And biotransformation blend. This provides an enhanced nutrient via biotransformation, which is all huge ways for our bodies to be transforming and taking it in and absorbing it into our system. Of course, the bioavailability of the micronutrients and so on. So, how does this become viable? What makes it viable? I can't say it, bioavailability, and what makes it more unique? Well, it also includes the essential oils. And so there's a list of 5 essential oils that actually multiply and enhance things. So I don't know if all of you have like a bottle of peppermint nearby, but take a drop of peppermint, rub it in your hands, and then you breathe it in. That peppermint is an intense oil. It can clear up your airways and open up your oxygenate your body, and it's just an incredible oil. Well, if you can imagine adding that on top of some of these nutrients that we have in here, it's going to enhance that and make it more available. So, really a huge thing to recognize that doTERRA found that when we added the essential oils to these blends, it actually enhanced the efforts of what it's supposed to do. And I've noticed that. It's pretty incredible. Whole foods, of course, the vitamins, liposomal, I can't say that, but I've got a slide on that. Digestive enzymes and probiotics. So it recognizes too, doTERRA realized that having digestive enzymes and probiotics as part of this blend, it's allowing more ease of the body to break down these products and stuff and to bring it into the villi and to absorb it into the bloodstream. And these digestive enzymes and probiotics are just enough to be able to help this product be bioavailable. It's not replacing like the enzymes and the probiotic products that doTERRA has, but it's making this product even more enhanced. Um, and of course, the premethylated B vitamins. So the liposomal technology is basically, again, the delivery of an enhanced nutrient system that increases the benefits of supplementation. So it's just an enhancement of it. It's a unique method offering significant advantages when compared to others, such as capsules and tablets. So this is in a powder form. And it was described that they chop them up like in the MetaPower Advantage, which is the collagen. It's like chopped up in really thin, skinny particles so that it actually is absorbed into the body. Here are the oils that are in this blend that enhance the bioavailability for the body. And notice lemongrass is one of them. And lemongrass is now my favorite oil. This is something that our body needs more of. It's anti-parasitic. It's got so many benefits for, we use it for leg cramps, right? In the legs. So if you're having stomach issues, oh my gosh, think about that. It's helping with the cramping and stuff in the stomach. So this oil is going to help cleanse the blood. There's so many amazing things that this oil can do. You should have it. It's really inexpensive too, with all the benefits that it can do. It's incredible. Okay, so another thing that the bioavailability is offering us is where we know that it's going to be viable because of the purity of our products. doTERRA tests them over 60 to 120 different kinds of tests to ensure that the body's going to accept it and that there's no harmful fillers and contaminants in our products. So if the oil's not pure, if it's got harmful fillers in it, what's it going to do? It's not going to be bioavailable. And it's actually going to be more harmful to the body, adding more toxicity into our pathways, causing more issues. Sometimes I've talked to people and, "Oh, I've tried essential oils before, but they didn't work." Well, it's probably because they purchased the $10 frankincense from Safeway or from the local grocery store, and it was maybe 1 drop of pure oil in it, but the rest of it is probably formaldehyde or something to keep it, stable for a long shelf life, and that's not a good thing. And so, it's of course hormone free and all those good things like that. Okay. So this VMG sells for $89 for a packet of 1 month supply. And I love sprinkling it into my vegan um, protein powder where I make a shake in the morning where I put a few blueberries in there and add this to it. It's incredible. It tastes really good. One of the flavorings of this packet is actually monk fruit, and so that kinda helps add a little bit of lightness to it, and, otherwise, it would taste like you're eating a bunch of spinach or something, but it's got, like if you were to buy iron separately, calcium separately, antioxidants separately, vitamin C separately, all these different products separately, you would actually be paying around $250. And so this is a huge, wonderful, product, very inexpensive for the value that you're getting. So again, it's, 90 science-based, backed ingredients, and its absorption technology is really amazing, and of course, it's certified pure, tested grade. And also to go along with it would be the EO omegas, and these EO omegas are essential as well. We have such a huge problem in our society with Alzheimer's, arthritis issues, and we're just not getting the right kind of fish oils. The guy who brought this to the marketplace, or uh, doTERRA hired, is the number one scientist in omega complex or omega oils. And his family, he's done tons of research, generations after generations of harvesting these fish and different kinds of fish and stuff to be able to get a nice blend of these fish oils. And it also includes 300 milligrams of the certified pure wild orange. And so you don't get that fish oil taste in it, actually. It's pretty incredible. And so, of course, we're looking at the heart health, the joint function, healthy inflammation response, brain health, digestive system health, respiratory health, healthy skin, and all the different full spectrum of the fatty acids of the EPA, DHA, SDA. I don't know what any of those mean, so why'd even read it? But it's good stuff, right? um, so now, the whole wellness, up level, this is kind of an idea of the different things that you can take on, and I I live off the probiotics. These things have changed my life. I do the VMG greens. They just came out 2 weeks ago, but they're incredible. For 13 years, I've been doing the Lifelong Vitality products, and the Lifelong Vitality actually is the vitamins and the minerals and then the omegas. And so what they've done is they've added the greens to this concoction to be able to be giving us more of a power packed nutrient level support for our body. The MetaPower advantage is the collagen, and we'll go over these other items here real quick. So, for all of you that are talking about gut health and needing to start with a gut, this is the one oil I started out with. And I'm serious, it changed my life. When she said, just take a drop and rub it on your stomach, I thought, what are you trying to sell me? Some snake oil? This isn't going to work. None of the doctors were able to help me. Why would this little bottle of oil help me? And I did. I rubbed it on my stomach and it was just and immediately could feel the response to it. And of course, my stomach had been problems my whole life. It didn't it took me for about a month or so to really get on top of it and pretty I don't even use the oil anymore. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I have it with me just in case I feel like I might be having an episode, but I never do. So it's pretty incredible. Um, so again, this is for the gastrointestinal tract. You can take it internally. You can rub it on topically. You can breathe it in a over your nose or in a diffuser. Um, so it's really just an incredible oil. Okay. There's a whole blend of things that this digestion has. You can do the oil in a 15 ml bottle, and in a 15 ml bottle, this is about 250 drops. Now, one drop is a dose. So when you're using this, you don't need, more is not better. Really, seriously, your body is only going to absorb one drop at a time. So more often is better than more at one time. So every 2 hours, maybe put a drop on your stomach if you're really having major inflammation issues. They also came out with a digestive tab, soft gel. So you can actually take this as a soft gel in the morning, that kind of thing. And this is kind of like a Tums tablet. So it's like a powder coated tablet that you can take. And I never buy them. I don't need them anymore, but a lot of people swear by them. And then you can also get it in a diluted roller bottle, so it's good for children or just carrying it around in your purse to roll it on your tummy, from time to time. Now here is the probiotics. Now the probiotics are, supplements that can encourage a healthy intestinal microbiome. Here are some things to look for on a quality microbiome product. You need to have a prebiotic, and prebiotics serve as food for the probiotics. Probiotics love eating prebiotic carbohydrate fiber. Probiotics are tiny plants that reproduce communities of healthy bacteria, which can help fight off bad bacteria. So, candida is the bad bacteria in our gut. So, if you're looking at the bad bacteria, we want to crowd it out of our bodies. And candida can create skin issues, brain fog, low energy, not sleeping at night. So let's get rid of the candida and have a really good quality probiotic. Now, this is new, right? So the postbiotic, our afterlife probiotics, can help create thousands of healthy promoting metabolites from your food that you eat. These are what influence your DNA and your cellular functional health benefits throughout every bodily system. And then we've got the phages. They're microphages, also known as phages, that are healthy viruses, believe it or not, that target harmful bacteria and pathogens in our body. And so this is the probiotic, and it's PB Restore. This is a very intense probiotic. Um, and so if you just did a cleanse or something like that, or you just have a soft stomach like I do, then I think my body just doesn't have natural probiotics in it. So I need this one. I take this one every day, and I can tell when I don't have it. So very important. Here's a list of all the active strains and species that they have in this product. And again, we're talking about the short chain Frutolite, I can't say that word, but this short chain stuff is really bioavailable, and the Phage is the brand here. So when we compare different probiotics to different competitors, you can see where the price range, it's pretty favorable. This is a little bit cheaper here, but look, there's nothing in it, right? Um, and so here's just like an incredible way. Look at this one here. It's $99 and it doesn't have near half, not even half of the stuff that doTERRA's has. We also have a 30-day uh, money back guarantee, and I will guarantee you that you will notice the difference in those 30 days. I have never had anybody want to return their products. So, but yeah, only $1.55 a serving, so well worth it. And here's the original probiotic assist. This is like a daily support. And I was really worried when doTERRA came out with this one that they were going to get rid of this one. And I thought, well, I'll try both. And I've been doing both for a while. And I've been doing this one more now. I'm feeling like, why not? Right? It's not hurt my stomach. I've been feeling really good, a lot of good energy around this one. So, yeah, really important. Okay, Terrazyme, and I'm almost done here, you guys. The Terrazyme product is really incredible. Now, if you tend to be a person who gets heartburn or anything like that, enzymes are what breaks the food down in your gut. And so when we specialize as specialized proteins that act as catalysts for cellular functions, enzymes play a critical role in growth, healing, reproduction, breathing, thinking, immune function, hormone regulation, detoxification, thousands of other biochemical functions. Enzymes also assist in the digestive process and in converting food into energy in your cells, making exogenous enzymes. These must be consumed because your body's unable to produce them on its own. And it's one of the most important components of our diet. Fresh raw foods naturally contain sufficient enzymes for proper digestion in the body. However, when food is overcooked, processed, or includes all those other chemicals that we talked about earlier, it's not the best approach, right? So when you constantly are running from one thing to the next, food prep can take a back seat of our priorities. So having this Terrazyme product is really important. And I used to get heartburn all the time, and if you're one of those people that do, this you take 3 or 4 of these, it will knock that heartburn out, like, within 5 minutes, and it's natural. But if you take this every day, take it with any of your meals, 1 or 2 of them, depending on the kind of meal. So for me, if I'm gonna have red meat, I would take 2 or 3 of these before that meal so that I know it's gonna help my stomach break it down. I may not take one at all with the salad. So it just depends on what your stomach is used to and what you feel is more important. Now, this month, with a 200 PV, you get the free fiber. And so that's pretty fun. This is the first time that really doTERRA hasn't provided an oil. This is a fiber. I love, love, love this fiber. It tastes really good. It's wonderful. So if you order 200 PV, this is a good thing to get. Just really quick, in case you were asking about what that Meta Power Advantage is, this is the collagen that doTERRA offers. And as a collagen, it's so important to be having our muscles repair itself. Even our brain is a muscle, right? So it's really important for that. My eyesight has improved by using this product. And there's an actual testimony page. If you go to on Facebook, go to doTERRA MetaPower Advantage Testimonies. Up will come a Facebook group page that you have to ask to join with your doTERRA ID, and you'll see all these testimonies that people are saying about how incredible this product is. And earlier I talked about having more uh, electrolytes in our body, more magnesium. And this here is 75 deep sea minerals in this product. This is a powerhouse of the right kind of electrolytes for our body. And they brought it in 2 flavors. It also has a bioavailability in it. And it's a little liquid packet. So when it's kind of squishy, but make sure you mix it up really good before you cut the top off and then carefully pour it into a glass of water. It can spill all over pretty easy, but I love this stuff. It's amazing. And electrolytes, your body needs electrolytes to perform many jobs, including normal heart rhythm, muscle contractions, waste removal, pH balance, and more. Cancer cannot live in an alkaline body. Pretty amazing, huh? And when we think that our heart is a muscle, that did that CPR training today, and we learned how to run that machine that they put the little pads on and they shock you. I mean, we're all, we're shocking our heart and doing things, right? We need to be able to have these electrolytes for that chemical reaction. So anyway, really important. And here's the comparison to other companies that have electrolytes, where again, doTERRA uh, did a bunch of really amazing stuff with that. And look at the Powerade. It doesn't even have less. None of them have. doTERRA's twice as many on all these, so pretty cool. Okay, again, so we talk about what is your wellness for your lifestyle? What is it that you want to work on? And over here, if we talk about your nutrition and digestion again, if you were to sit there and really be honest with yourself, if you were to say rate yourself between 1 and 10, 1 being horrible and 10 being amazing, what would you rate yourself on your nutrition? And what would you rate yourself on how your stomach is behaving? And if you think about where we are today and what we need to do, I don't think anybody's a 10. So, what are your top health priorities? Do you feel that you need more nutrition in your body? Is your stomach not digesting and processing the food? Do you not have the energy that you need to be able to live a more uh, happy, vital life, vitality of life? It's really important. So to join doTERRA, we offer a 25% membership discount. And we also offer, you don't have to do this, but this is called the Loyalty Reward Program, where each month when you order something like the VMG every month, because it's a month supply, that you can take advantage of getting deeper discounts with each time you place an order. You're going to get little bonus points back into a little bank account on your website, and you can use those points to earn free product or to use it towards free product. So to maintain this, you never want to miss a month, but you can order lemon oil by itself 1 month or something. To go up in the process of the points, you need to do at least 50 PV. To earn commissions, if you decide to share this or anything like that, then that's a requirement, is to do 100 PV. But every month we have a product of the month club. If you order by the 15th of each month, between the 1st and the 15th, and you do 125 PV, you'll get a free product of the month. And this month you will get an additional one at 200 PV. So I'm offering a special promotion right now. I'm in a program called the Diamond Club. And if you use this promotion code right here, or you can scan this QR code, um, I can send this to you if you're interested as well. But this is only good for September, October, and November of 2024. So if you happen to be watching this video later, um, but this QR code will allow you to get a free balance oil if you order 100 PV. You also, if you do 150 PV, you'll get a choice between a diffuser or the citrus bloom hand wash and pump, or you'll get a set of toothpaste, the On Guard or the Supermint and the Supermint toothpaste. I think the diffuser is the best deal there. If you do 200 PV, you'll get an Oil Magic book from me and an adaptive oil. So you'll get all of the stuff we just talked about. So I don't know, it's a no-brainer to get 200 PV, take advantage of all these promotions, and we'll go from there. Again, here's the promotions for this month. You get 10% off pink pepper. 15, this is the product of the month. If you order by the 15th, you get a free eucalyptus oil. And if you order 200 PV during the whole month, you'll get the fiber, and this has lemon oil in it. So pretty cool. Um, so if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, so you're all muted. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.